Before we begin, I'd like to say I'm doing this in the daytime, and you'll probably hear a lot of things that uh, might be a little distracting, like animals and people or whatever. With that being said, let's begin. So, you know how some toy reviewers would always review something fancy, like, a transformer, like a transformer that's made by Hasbro or Takara, or something like a Solo Chogokin or an SH Figuarts, or even Gundam model kits, or even those Daban, Wei Jang, those things. So why don't we start? So why don't we do something a little bit more local? Something that rarely people talk about. So yeah, we're talking about this. This is this is a very local made toy, or rather made by a local company, but I don't know where they have this manufactured. So this is the Voltes 5 Legacy figure. I don't know what this thing is being specifically called, and it came out a few months ago or last year, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, it came in a little box, which I don't have anymore, and it what you see is what you get. So there's much to say about this, I guess. I mean, first of all, it has lots of detail. Let me try to focus. There you go. There's lots of details in it. I mean, it looks nice, especially if you try to color it. I guess the only issue you'll probably find with this guy is that it can't do nothing. It just stands there. It's like how Transformer collectors post their Transformers, or their Gundam collectors post their figures. Joke. I mean, it's not the most offensive thing you'll ever see and you'll ever want. I mean, this is pretty much of a novelty thing. I mean, if you don't have any money to buy an expensive, luxurious toy, and you don't mind having something that will put on the desk, this is probably it. Now, this thing came in, I think, 6 colors or 9. And there's a 10th color that is supposed to be a exclusive that is pretty much gold. But they made a re-release of this thing with additional 6 colors, I think. And I think the gold is not an exclusive color anymore, which is kind of crazy. So you might be thinking, why do I have this? I mean, first off, it's, as I said earlier, it's not the most offensive toy in the world, or anything by stretch. I mean, it looks fine on its own. I guess there's a bit of nostalgia for me when I see things like these, because as a kid I used to have a lot of these kind of toys. You could probably buy for at least 1 Philippine peso with a what do you call that, with a junk food that tastes like paper, but you only buy that thing just for the toy and not for the junk food. And those toys are, yeah, they're a bit of a hit and miss. Some are great, some are not so good, but they're fine toys of its own, at least for me back in the day. I mean, as I said earlier, this thing has very nice detail. You don't see much of this back in my day. I mean, there are, like I said, there are some that are as good as this, but there are some that's pretty bad. Now, a bit of a story time. There was a friend of mine who I don't see much nowadays. He kind of gave me a Voltus 5 that's like this. No, not exactly like this, but immovable and all. But the only problem is lacks detail and it pretty much like a pancake. But hey, it does have the shape of Voltus 5, so I'm not complaining. That's kind of technically my first Voltus 5 toy, I guess. But it is what it is. I find this thing very nostalgic, very nice. Sure, some people will probably think, oh, it's so bland and boring. I wish it had colors. Come on, man. I'll just probably give this thing a passing bit. I'm not gonna bitch that much of this. Though I will say, if Playkit, the people who made this toy, they could have at least, released other versions of this. And I guess you could do action poses like he's doing that infamous Voltus 5 pose, or having him hold the laser sword. It doesn't have to be articulated. It's something that you probably could put on the desk and just leave it there and let the dust eat him. But he's not terrible, to be honest. Of course, some people would say you'd wish it was articulated, and you might say you're right. It could have need a very different variant of this, and I agree with that. But again, it is what it is. So he's just that. Oh, one other thing. This color, this butter color, I almost put him on a bread. Now, remember what I said about you'd wish this thing was, a bit poseable and stuff that you could mess around and all? Well, Playkit actually listened and they gave us this. It's a much taller, much larger figure than this one. And this one is poseable. Again, kind of. So, what's the issue with this? Aside from, oh no colors and whatnot. Actually, it's also the poseability, but it's not what you think. Let me explain. Now, before I begin, to explain that one, I have to address, like the other one, this one is really filled with detail and all. You just gotta love that, right? Now, you might be thinking, oh, you like Voltus 5 Legacy, don't you? But we more! Well, no, actually, I don't like Voltus 5 Legacy. The only thing I like about that show is the robot and nothing more. And God help me, because soon I'll be making a video reacting to the movie version of that show, which will terrify the whole internet once I make it and probably upload it. Foreshadowing, by the way. So, what's the issue with this? You'll be asking me, what's the problem of this? You said it's poseable. Now, before we begin, let's address some good and probably bad issues about this. First off, this thing, well, obviously does not have color, but that's not the issue, because like this, It came with various colors. In fact, I still kept the box. As you can see, this is the box, and I don't know if it could. Ugh. That's the box right there. And if you turn around, you can actually see. Excuse me, sorry. You actually see the variant colors of these figures, which my stupid camera can't focus. That's why it's called half-ass reviews. And you can collect 6 colors. Ooh. And I guess I got this one, the black version, which I admit I'm really digging the colors on this one. It's like a statue version of Voltes 5 and all. And yeah, it's not terrible. Again, it's alright. So let's get back to this thing. Now, first off, let's check out his profile, which I didn't do before. You see the front, side, and the back. Is it a little too far? Yeah, it's a little too far. Let me do that again. Front, side, the back, the feet. Sorry, that one and that one. So he's okay, to be honest. Now let's do that articulation thing. I mean, the head can actually move, although it's in a hinge. It can look that way and that way. I think he can. Yay! He can do the Linda Blair head spin. Now the legs. Now this is both a good thing and a bad thing, because the articulation mostly are on the legs. For starters, he does have this joint that is similar to a Figma and a Revoltech, which means you have to adjust it accordingly how you're going to move it. I mean, he can move that way, but you have to adjust it so you could have him kick that far. He does have a knee articulation that can go that far. He does have ankles. Well, he can do this, but he can actually do cocksucker. He can do this. Same goes with the other leg, but I'm not gonna demonstrate that because it's the same thing. But you know, all right. There you go. You can do that too. See, it does have that squeaky noises, which is kind of funny. Now you might be thinking it's not that terrible, and to be honest, it's not. Now, I already said it's poseable, right? What about the arms, you might be asking? Oh, this is the funny part. You have the elbows, which can have the arms move forward and back. You can do side to side, and even have him get his arms inward like so, and can go that far, and that's pretty much it. You might be asking, where's the elbows? I'm kinda asking that question too. Now you might be thinking I'm a little bit demanding, you know? And to say to you, not really, but you know, I don't mind the limited articulation on the legs. I don't mind the head is on a hinge. I'm very happy with the elbows, the shoulders, but no elbows. I don't mind if they don't put ab crunches or waist swivels on this one. I mean, it would be great, but it can't. But at least you could have given this thing elbows. If this thing has elbows, this would have been a 10 out of 10 to me. Well, at least for novelty sakes and whatnot. And yeah, I guess if I could give this a grade, I could give it a B flat. That's being generous of me. Because, to be fair, it's articulated, but it could have needed more. You could have wanted more, right? Who does not want more? Now, for a little bit of size comparison, here he is next to a Figma Nano, huh? It does have a very good size. Here he is next to a that Voltus 5 earlier. As you can see, it's a very good size. It's just right. It's not that small. It's not that big, but it's just right, Here is a entry grade 144 Gundam. As you can see, he's pretty much okay. And for something a little bit related, here is C with the full action Voltus 5. And you can see how this one is kind of taller, because this one's 7 inches, and that's what your mom would say. So again, it's not a terrible toy. Much like this, it's pretty much a novelty, but this one kind of took it step forward in giving him articulation. I mean, it's not the best articulation, but there is articulation. I'm just saying, if this had elbows, it would have been better. They had the commitment, but they kind of stopped, and I kind of relate to that. So again, it's not a terrible looking toy. It's not even a bad toy. It's just, it is what it is, However, the next one we'll be talking about is a bit more, I don't know. It's a bit more complicated, to say the least. Okay. I apologize. This part, I'm going to be a little bit ranty at this point, but I will try my best, and I'll say, try my best to say something good. And to be fair, the next thing that we're going to talk about, I do see there's a bit of positivity in it, but at the same time, I really had a somewhat bad experience with it. Now, let's bring in the final thing we're going to talk about: Voltus 5 Legacy related toys. And we have this monstrosity. There you go. Now that is a Voltus 5 Legacy. What does the packaging and manual say? Blocks figure, as you can see. Ooh, look at that. Posing great and all. And my god, that is a huge manual, I have to say. And to be honest, if you look at it, It's not that terrible, to be honest. It's not that bad. In fact, I'd say it looks pretty good for a Voltes 5 Lego type kind of toy. But that's pretty much I'm going to talk about something good, I guess. I mean, let's do a little profiling, shall we? As you can see, he's kind of standing front. I mean, he looks great. This is the side profile, looks good. When it comes to the back, it still looks nice, but to the keen eye, there are some problems. And we go back to the front of this abomination. Now, let me get back to the positives. I mean, again, it looks nice. It looks imposing. This is something that you'll probably have and put this on your table. Better yet, put this on your shelf. Just make sure it doesn't topple off, because at this point, I'm going to tell you the unfortunate things I had with this kit. Now, if I sound a little bit ungrateful, I apologize, because to be honest, I'm grateful for having this thing. The problem was, for me with this, well, there are countless things I guess I could say about this thing. One of them, this is the most difficult thing, the most frustrating thing I have ever built. I mean, whenever I kind of, stick the parts. I mean, at first it looks okay. It looks good. So far, it's fine when building it. But there are certain parts here that really annoyed me during the build. First off, the joints. The joints are just damn loose. I mean, I'm not joking. It's very loose. It's really wobbly. You might be thinking why mine is a bit more shall we say, sturdy on the joints. Well, mine, I kind of did a little bit of old school modifying, I guess, and that's why it's pretty much stable. In fact, these thighs, they're really wobbly. When the first time I built them, it's so hard to make him stand up like this. Kind of like anyone's first date, I guess. He couldn't stand up. I mean, the only thing I didn't modify that's really good are these ankles. These ankles are really nice. They're really good. And this, shall we say, ab crunch, I guess. It looks fine. I mean, it doesn't get loose on mine, so that's pretty good. But the elbows and the knees, God, they were terrible the first time. Then there was the build. I hate the way I build this thing, because whenever I build this, for example, whenever I lift up one part that I sticked it on, it will crumble instantly. This whole section, this leg and thigh, I remember when the first time I built this, it always falls off. This part on the legs, this is the most craziest part. It's not just the quality of the blocks per se, but it's also how it's also designed. I mean, you could easily move the ankles and these things will fall off easily. Once they fall off easily, they will crumble a whole lot. I have to glue everything just to make it freaking stable. I'm sure there are other parts here that I have to glue, but you just have to do it, you know? You might be thinking, oh, it's a Lego thing. Why do you have to glue it? Because it's annoying me. Next part. When I say earlier, this thing falls off whenever I lift it up. If I shake it really hard, trust me, it will crumble. Now if you could take a look at it, it looks fine now. One other thing are the parts count. It's not, again, the problem with the parts count, there are certain parts that is not available. I don't know. It's probably a me thing because there is a Lego type toy that I have, which I wish I could show you. But that one, I had an issue with it because it had some missing parts, but it doesn't look too bad once I built it. This one has so many missing parts, namely this part right here on the back, in case you see it. As you can see, this thing is not in here because some of the parts here is just nothing. I mean, there are extra blocks, but you can't, it doesn't fit or make into this, so it just looks like that. Another thing that I have to say, the issue with this thing when I'm building this, is this part right here. I really had to find and modify the whole thing. It doesn't have to look like this. Now it had to look like this. Unfortunately, I had to change it because there are some parts that doesn't correspond with this. Why is that? Sorry if I'm ragging, but it really is. Also, what's up with his pee-pee? Anyway, let me do some articulation. I mean, I don't know if I could. I mean, the head can move. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Speaking of the head, see this head right here? The face is on a sticker. I will say this is a small nitpick, but the sticker looks cheap. It feels cheap too. Speaking of stickers, these things, these red triangles, are also stickers too. They all look and feel cheap, but that's not the issue and I'm talking about. The issue, I said earlier when I was building this thing crumbles apart whenever I lift up. Again, I had to put some glue in it just to make it more stable. And I haven't glued everything, so there might be a chance that this thing is going to explode like a grenade. Now, if you turn over, or rather, let me pop up that head. There you go. So this part right here, I don't know if you can see it, but damn it. Anyway, see these parts right here? Yeah, I had to modify them. Why? Because this part's supposed to clip here. I don't know if you could notice that. I had to... Fuck. I had to break those connectors and put some glue on it. You know what? Pause for a bit. There you go. These parts right here, I had to snip it and glue. Now you might be thinking, why do I have to do that? Because this clip couldn't fit in here. But the instructions clearly states, and I do mean clearly states, you had to clip it on them. The trouble is, the piece won't flip and clip. I don't know again if it's an issue on mine, but for some reason mine couldn't clip, so I had to glue it on, break it up, and he does has this head. And now he couldn't lift this part right here. I mean, it's for the better, I guess. Anyway, let's get his head back on. Now, I did mention earlier, if I shake this, it'll explode, right? And you might be saying, oh, that's an issue with every Lego imitation. I mean, speaking of Lego, let's bring in something. Here is an Iron Man. War Machine. War Machine Mecha Lego. If I shake him or just lift him up, nothing explodes, right? He's pretty solid. If I shake him like this, nothing's falling off, right? Now you might be saying that's a very unfair comparison. And you're right, it's not a fair comparison because this is an original. This, however, a Sluban Mecha, which is how should I put this? Doesn't look like a certain heroic robot from a large toy franchise. And if I lift him up like this, he doesn't fall and nothing's falling off. If I shake him like this, nothing's falling off. And this is an imitation Lego. This is made by Sluban. This thing, I'm afraid to manhandle because something might fall off. Like I said, I haven't glued anything that's supposed to be needed to glue. Okay, I guess rant's over, right? I'm kind of tired of saying a lot of bad things. But let's do some size comparison. Again, here is the Sluban Mecha. Sluban Mecha, that's not Optimus Prime. I might talk about this thing sometime in the future. Here is a Figma Nanohan. That's, as I said earlier, this thing has a really nice size. Kind of like it. I knew there's a problem with this thing. Sorry for the blunder. Here is a 144 EG Gundam. Sorry about the wonky stance. There you go. Ugh. Excuse me. There you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here is this Voltes 5 earlier, the superposable action figure. It does look nice right there. And this is the immobile Voltes 5. And here is an Soul of Chogokin full action Voltes 5. And that's the only solo Chogokin I'll probably get because, yeah, I can't get the others that I wanted. And here is another larger comparison. Here is an LG God Jinrai. He seems to be a little bit taller than I expected. And finally, oh god, excuse me. Here is the next Victory Saber. And that's a huge boy right there. Alright, now that we're done with the comparisons, let's do some articulation. The head can move left and right there. This crown is supposed to move, but again I glued it on because it can't fit. The skirt piece can actually move, but oh wow, I guess I glued it all right. He can kick, I guess. I mean, there we go. He does have that far kind of knee bend. Though on the left side, I know he can bend far, if I remember correctly. No, and it's just less than 90. Sorry. His feet, it's pretty much sorry, his feet can kind of move like this and that. Oh, no. You don't want another on-camera breakage. I don't want to build you again. Now let's talk about the shoulders, and this is another issue that I have with this thing. Now the shoulders, he can move that far, can bend that far, as you can see. He also has a wrist swivel, which is great, and yeah, he could swivel his forearm. And he has articulated fingers, which is 4 fingers. I guess it's a Lego kind of thing to have 4 fingers, not 5. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's pretty much you could say about the articulation, so what's the problem? If we're going to get back at the manual, as you could see, it can pose like this, right? Unfortunately, the shoulders, as you can see, that's how far it can go. You could probably move the shoulders down, but that's about it. But if you could try to move it up, it just bangs with this part. And if I'm going to say do that pose, it's just that. That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of it. So good job in false advertising. Ah, that's pretty much what you could do with this thing. Again, if this was built better, I would have loaded this. I would have glazed it. Oh, I forgot he does have his very movable torso, and he's probably going to fall down. Excuse me. Now, again, it's not the most. It could have been better, you know? Now, I might be this old man shouting in the clouds or even bragging about everything, which I am at times. But here's the thing. Never mind the 40-year-old collectors who buy this thing. Never mind the old people who would buy this thing. Now, if you are a parent, if you have a parent, if you are a parent, bleh, you would buy this for your kid and say, oh, the kid will like this, right? He's going to build this thing. He or she, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, you buy this thing for your kid. Your kid will be really happy to have this kind of thing. The only issue is he's going to have nightmares building this thing. Think about this. Don't think about the mindset of an adult building this. Think of it to the kid who's going to build this. If you give this to a kid, he will be stressed out. I am telling you. If this was made better, it would have been great. You know? It would have been great. In fact, I said earlier, it looks nice. It looks decent. You can probably put this on your table or shelf. It'll look great. But as I said earlier, it could have been better. You could have given this to your kid, and your kid will like it, but once he starts building it, he's gonna give up halfway because of how this thing explodes whenever he builds it. Just think about that. I'm not saying these things, I'm not criticizing things just to say, demoralize the people who are building this. I mean, manufacturing this. Excuse me. The problem is, I'm just giving a bit of criticism for people who are building this, manufacturing these things, not just to make money out of the franchise, which, yeah, it's understandably why they're doing it, and I understand in the business point of view, that is how you do these things. But the problem is the thing that we call quality over quantity. This thing would have been better if they probably concentrated more on the quality rather than the quantity. Though this one, quality over quantity, yeah, that's fine. It is what it is. But something like this could have been better. Something like this could have been better if at least you put in an elbow and stuff. Though I don't think this would last in the child's hands, but you know, maybe this. Anyway, but like I said earlier, think of it. Think about the customers who's going to buy this and they're going to play with it. They're going to build it, but they'll only have bad memories of it building it, and that's just not great. I do hope PlayKit would understand what I'm trying to say here. If they would make more better kits of this would have been great. You know, I feel that this thing didn't get any quality control testing or whatever. I wish they did. They could have improved this thing and they could have marketed it and it would have been better. I mean, sure, it might cost you a little bit much if they made an improvement of this. I guess it's better that way rather than something that's expensive already and it feels bad. Not the plastic. The plastic's okay, but it's just the build on this thing is so stressful. And you might be thinking, isn't there two or three other Voltes 5 Legacy toys out there that I haven't touched upon? Yes, there are. It's pretty much this thing blown up to this size and bigger than this size. I mean this size. And that one has color and a little bit of articulation, but not good articulation as this. I mean the shoulders and the thighs, and that's pretty much it. It's bigger, it looks nicer, but I don't have it. Both that one and the much larger one. So yeah, this is the only things Voltes 5 Legacy that I freaking got. I apologize for that freaking rant. And God is hating me because I could hear the thunder rumbling. So that's pretty much my delve into some of the Voltes 5 Legacy figures out there. Now you might be thinking, are there any good versions of these toys? Yeah, it's just that they're made by Bandai, and it's depends on where you're going to buy it or anything. It'll cost probably much more than these things. Believe me. This is just pretty much something that a local person who couldn't afford an SOC. Except I kinda do have one. Anyway. That's all for me. Adios. Sayonara. Goodbye.